dear ladies and gentlemen. Beauty queens. Becoming a beauty queen is not by chance or luck or even just having a pretty face for that matter. It takes a lot of work and discipline to compete. I have an exciting two-part series for you. I recently had the opportunity to work with a very special lady, Miss Laura Arianna, who currently holds the title of Miss West Hollywood, California. Laura is always conditioning herself physically and preparing herself mentally to compete in pageants, as well as roles as an actress and her inspiration in life as a writer, which she holds very close to her heart. I recently video conferenced with the lovely Laura, asking her the random tough questions I composed, which the contestants are likely to be asked when they come onto stage, or that could pop up in a job interview, or casting for a role in a film. Laura graciously allowed me to share our video conference with you. So please join us for this candid conversation. I hope you enjoy it. Hello there, Laura. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Now, Laura actually holds the title currently of Miss West Hollywood. It's quite a glamorous title, isn't it, Laura?
Yes, it is. I'm very excited to represent Hollywood at the upcoming Miss California pageant.
Well, you make the perfect ambassador, I must say. You're absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I have a few questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. First question. Studies show first impressions are everything, and your visual impressions are the majority of making a good first impression. Therefore, you cannot pretend your physical appearance does not exist in a beauty pageant. What would you say is the most important physical feature to work on, Laura?
Well, I would first absolutely agree that your physical appearance does play a huge part in how people see you and what they think of you. First impressions are everything. And for pageants, your first impression comes through in a headshot, just like in acting as well. So I would definitely say that your face and anything in this area, hair from the neck up, is incredibly important for first impressions, and for that's what you need to take care of. It's what people see, it's your expression, and it's what they will remember of you the most.
Yes, that's so true. Smile, the eyes, it's everything.
Your eyes tell it all.
Yes. Second question is, how did you get involved in competing for beauty pageants?
It was out of nowhere, actually. I grew up with nothing similar to this world. I was a very big tomboy. I played a lot of soccer. I was very introverted. I was a writer. And I got a mail little flyer one day for a local pageant. And I have no idea what went off in my head to think, hey, let me try this, because it was out of the realm of my comfort zone. And I think that was probably it. Just, I have this invitation. Why not go and see what it's about? I left that first pageant overwhelmed with excitement. I actually won the Miss Congeniality award out of the 50 contestants that were competing. So that really got the ball rolling. And then from there, I went to compete more and more. So out of nowhere, decided to give it a try and loved it.
Well, you seem a natural for it. I must say, you're very glamorous.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it, because you've always got a big smile on your face when I see that. The third question. The Fair Labor Standards Act of 1963 was passed to ensure men and women are to receive equal pay regardless of their gender. Do you believe there are any issues or sexual discrimination in wages today, Laura?
You know what? I do think that unfortunately there is a little bit of discrimination and in the pay gap. there have been a lot of strides that have been made since 1963, and we've increasingly seen that gap get smaller and smaller throughout the years. And I would just say that if we keep moving in the same direction that we have been for so many years, that that problem will be fixed in the near future.
Right, absolutely. Let's hope it will. We've come
Yes.
a long way though, haven't we?
Oh, such a long way. It's nothing like it used to be, and we have to be very grateful to be born in the time that we're born in for that.
Now, do you think etiquette is important for beauty pageant contestants?
Yes, very, very much so. The entire pageant system is basically aligned hand in hand with etiquette. The interview portion is where winners are chosen. And when you're right in front of somebody having that conversation, that's where etiquette comes to play and is a huge role in the whole pageant system, whichever system it is.
Absolutely. Now, when I was a little girl, I would sit down with my mother and enjoy the annual Miss World contest. The swimsuit part, I always thought was a nice contrast when the ladies later came out in their evening attire. I did enjoy the swimsuits as much as the evening attire. What are your thoughts on swimsuits in beauty pageants?
I love the swimsuit portion of the beauty pageant. That is actually my favorite part of the competition to compete in. I've seen the numbers back on the viewers who watch the swimsuit competition, and it's women. It's girls looking at other women to see if this is me, if I work out the most. It's a very inspiring thing to see somebody be able to go on stage in front of the world in a swimsuit and then turn around 5 minutes later and answer questions and talk to that same world. It's one of my favorite parts. I like how it shows the diversity of women and it shows the range of what a woman could be.
Oh gosh, I never thought of that before because, yes, to actually go out on stage and walk in a swimsuit or bikini in front of millions of people watching on TV, as well as thousands of people in the audience looking at them there on the spot.
Mhm.
That takes a lot of courage. And, there must be so much apprehension and anxiety beforehand. And then immediately to be put on the spot and not know what questions are going to be thrown at you. Yes, I take my hat off to those ladies because I know I don't think I could do that.
And just to say, being up there have been a few times when I don't think I've done that great. And so looking at the women on stage in the national and universal competitions, it's very inspiring.
Yes, it is. Now, I have not seen, I must confess, Miss, America for a long time. Do they still have the swimsuit part in Miss America? Do you know?
They do not. So Miss America, which is the household name for beauty pageants, has actually changed a lot over the past couple years, which is extremely unfortunate. They no longer go to Miss World, which takes it out of being one of the big five universal pageants. And this last 2 years, they did take away the swimsuit portion entirely, which I personally was not a fan of, and I'm sure many other beauty pageant contestants felt the same. So they did change that.
Yes, that's unfortunate because I think for a lot of people, and I would love to hear comments from social media, from our followers and about this topic because I think for me, the swimsuits made it magical. When I think of a beauty pageant, I think of the swimsuits, the ladies later coming out in their evening attire, as I said, and it's just that contrast, to show, femininity.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. It's the staple of beauty pageant. It's what you remember. It's that poster. It's the exciting part of the competition night. So I would be very interested to see the comments too, because I think a lot of people will have the same kind of opinion as us on that, where it is unfortunate that that portion's taken out for Miss America.
Yes, if anyone is listening and high up in the beauty pageant industry, Lady Etiquette says bring back the swimsuits, bring back the bikinis. Trust me, you will have a lot more viewers watching your show if you.
Yeah. Fortunately, Miss USA, which goes into Miss Universe, still is very, very active on the side for femininity and women, and does still have the swimsuit competition.
Do you think poise and deportment training is essential?
Yes, I do, because I definitely needed some myself. It's one of those things that you don't realize how important it is until you are there learning and growing. Then you take a step back and look at where you came from and where you started, and that's where it really hits to say, hey, this made all the difference in the world. So now I definitely say if I could go back and start that sooner, I definitely would.
Now, my beauty icons are Grace Kelly, Audrey Hepburn, and Miss June Dally Watkins, the Etiquette Queen, who are all strong, intelligent ladies, and who I believe represented a perfect lady for their grace, their charm, their strength of character and leadership. Who are your beauty icons, may I ask, and why?
Well, first of all, I do love Audrey Hepburn. I've always been a huge fan, and I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's a classic.
Yeah.
My first thought goes to Sofia Vergara and to Eva Longoria. So both of these women are very strong actresses, and they're very prominent within the Latina community. Sofia Vergara always plays this confident, beautiful woman who is beautiful no matter what she's doing. She can be angry, she can be excited. It's her self very much shows through, and the beauty of a woman is very much entailed in everything that she does. So I'm a huge fan of her.
Yeah.
And for and for Eva Longoria, she is actually a Miss USA contestant. She was Miss San Antonio USA.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yes. So she has been a huge inspiration, and she also works very heavily within the Latina community. She has her organization that she has, the Eva Longoria Foundation. So that's beautiful to see her be able to have that range, and I'm very much inspired by her as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, I'm particularly fond of Sophia. She is very vivacious,
Yes.
very natural. She has a lot of charisma. And of course, she's drop dead gorgeous, like you. In fact, you remind me of her a lot. Um, but she's a very talented actress, like you said. I think you are going to be the next Sophia, actually.
I dream. That's such an honor. I love her.
Well, I'm sure she loves you. You have to never stop dreaming.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think in Western society today women lack?
You know what? I would say that in the recent years, I have seen, I don't want to say necessarily a rejection, but a lack of acceptance of elegance and of the gentler side of being a woman. There have been so many strides, as we had previously mentioned, for equality as far as the wage gap and closing that, and women in the workforce. But with that, I see a lot of women have felt they needed to sacrifice their femininity to fit into the boys' club or to be taken seriously and to be respected in the working man's world. And I think that that is not necessarily necessary anymore. And women in Western society kind of lack that embrace of their femininity, as don't see that as much of a strength as we previously have.
Oh gosh, we have a lot in common. Yes, that's something I'm very passionate about because I think women can be anything. I always say women are strong. A woman can run for president, but a woman still wants to be treated like a lady, and and embrace that femininity and not diminish it in any way. We should be proud, of our femininity, and we can be a career lady, we can be a stay-at-home housewife, but I think both of those roles should be respected equally. I do trust you enjoyed the lovely Laura and these interesting topics. I believe she is a favourite to win Miss California, and we cannot wait to watch her in the Miss USA pageant. Please follow Laura on her journey and wish her lots of luck. And please follow me at The Lady Etiquette on Instagram if you are on there, or at ladyetiquette.com. Till the next time.